provided an update on the fall sports, which started just this week on the 14th. We provided an overview of the current procedures and guidelines being followed by the coaches and student athletes. And the committee discussed the contact sports, the utilization of masks, and the protocols for attendance at games, as well as the protocols for sharing information between teams in advance of competition. We then also discussed the co-curriculars, which Ms. Jewett just addressed in her remarks. But we did talk about the guidelines and requirements for the co-curricular clubs and advisors. We went through each of the groupings on those that would be able to be approved at this meeting, that are on the agenda, those that are in need of advisors still, those that have some other issues, such as governing bodies needing to provide additional information, and then some that are going to be running later on in the year, that will run more likely in the spring. The committee discussed all the various clubs, and we're working to move forward to identify as many of the advisors as we can. And I want to reiterate what Dr. Jewett mentioned, was the fact that we made a commitment in that meeting that we wanted to do everything that we could to get these programs operational as quickly as possible, following all of the guidelines and everything that we needed to attend to. We also addressed home instruction regulation. We had to make some revisions which now allow the district to provide more remote instruction by a certified staff member in the event the need arises due to health condition. The committee discussed the revisions and supports the superintendent's issuing of the revised regulations. We discussed staffing and class coverage and EduSphere. We heard about employees currently out on leave and the coverage through leave replacement teachers and .2 coverage by some of the staff members. We also discussed the utilization of EduSphere for French for those classes where French teachers were not available. AP French will be taught by a teacher remotely. We then also addressed virtual afternoons. Dr. Jewett explained that the WHREA has agreed to a sidebar that is on the agenda for this evening, which talks about virtual classrooms and the time and how that can be utilized for extra help for students, meeting with co-curricular clubs, IEP meetings, student counselor meetings, professional development, and collaboration. We spent a little bit of time talking about the opening day presentations and professional development, as well as discuss the professional development provided to staff on technology during those opening days and the enhancements in new software that's been made available to the faculty and the troubleshooting and remediation that they're doing for the various issues. Finally, we talked about virtual and in-person attendance coding, that they're using a new code in Genesis so that they can identify a student who is absent but attending virtually, to have us have better accountability for the different levels of attendance. So that's the committee report. Are there any comments from any of the other committee members? The one thing that I do want to address is that I was really surprised after we met on Thursday that on Friday evening I started hearing rumblings about the fact that for some reason the board and the administration had canceled a majority of the co-curricular activities. As a result, some of our students rightfully became upset. The problem is, this was never true. The board and the administration has been working way beyond capacity in order to address all the various changes that we have to make to get our building open safely for our students and for our faculty. Everyone on this board is committed to finding ways to bring back as much normalcy as we can in this environment, and we're committed to bringing back all the co-curriculars and athletics as we are able in this environment. So the fact that the position of this board has been so blatantly misrepresented to students and shared on social media posts in this environment is beyond me. It is mind-boggling, unprofessional, and completely uncalled for. I have been a member of this board for 3 terms, And I have never been so disappointed as I am for the way that our students were needlessly upset because of some unknown adult agenda. And I hope that this activity comes to an end. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Bob.